Hi, I'm Andy Burrows for PCT TV, and I'm here today with Vivienne Van de Walle, who's the Director and Research Physician at the independent research site PT&R. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So first up, technology is obviously a huge issue at the moment in terms of there's a lot of excitement around it, but a lot of challenges as well. Which technologies do you see as having the biggest impact on clinical trials?
Well, I've been in the business for over 20 years, so we've seen things progress from paper to electronic EDC and e-diaries and iPads, and it has been a challenge when these things were first implemented, but now it definitely has made work easier for us as a site, and the data is much quicker available both to data management and the pharma, hoping to shorten timelines so we can get the drugs quicker to the market and get available to our patients.
Okay, and so there's kind of new trends and new things going on with technology, but do you see as well partnering strategies, a lot of new trends there, or?
Yeah, you see that a lot of pharma companies now outsource their clinical operations business. So, and we see that as a sign that we're not dealing directly so much with the sponsor anymore, but more with CROs or CRAs that are being hired by the sponsor, and they're acting as a CRA sponsor, but are actually from a CRO. So there's this new structure, and I think it was actually last year for the first time that we broke the margin of over 50% was no longer working directly for the pharma company, but actually working through CROs.
That's interesting.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
A huge shift.
And I guess with any shift or any industry really, there's always lots of challenges. What do you see as the biggest challenges at the moment?
One of the challenges, I think, is that everybody thinks you should be big or you should be connecting or be part of this big network things. But I do believe, and even today here, I see there are a lot of these niche and smaller CROs, smaller sites, smaller companies that might be overwhelmed with the larger ones. But I think it's very important that these little ones know that they do have a mean of existence, and they're very crucial for certain developments to happen within larger networks or larger networks, larger facilitations. They cannot be that flexible.
Right.
While the smaller ones can be more tailor-made. There are short communication lines. There can be quicker things, changing. So I think that's definitely not so much a trend, but we have to make sure that they know that they have a mean of existence.
Yeah, absolutely. And just finally, a bit of a hypothetical question. If you could change one thing of clinical trials, just one, what would that be? Okay,
as I'm from a site, one of the things that sites are always struggling with is the finances, in the sense of payment terms, getting a good contract that actually covers all your costs and all the extra work. Way back when, you had a protocol flowchart, and you can literally see on the flowchart what work you had to do, and that's how you set up your budget. You just had these line items, and that's how you set up your budget. Nowadays, there's so much work around the protocol with all these vendors we're dealing with. On an average day when we're conducting clinical research, we're dealing with like 60 different portals with different vendors.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work that comes with it. We need to do trainings. And the funny thing is they all say, oh, but our system is so intuitive. But we still need to do a 3-hour training for an intuitive system,
right?
Which is a bit contradictory, according to me. So, yeah, simplify it, and then having sites getting paid for the work they actually do. If I could change that, yeah, that would definitely be a big win for everybody.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.